told me not to come here. They warned me that outsiders don't leave this place the same. Some forget their own names. Others lose their way home forever. I didn't listen, and now I'm not sure what day it is, or if I'll ever truly leave. I'm in a village that doesn't appear on any map, a place tucked away deep in the heart of Africa, where the concept of time as we know it simply breaks. This isn't a fantasy. This is a real community, with a secret so profound it challenges the very fabric of our modern lives. I came here seeking a story, but I found something that has started to unravel my own reality. Stick with me, because what I experienced here is something you need to see to believe. For most of us, life is a race against the clock. We live by schedules, deadlines, and appointments. Our days are sliced into hours, minutes, and seconds. Monday is followed by Tuesday, which is followed by Wednesday. We look back at yesterday and plan for tomorrow. This linear, predictable march of time is the foundation of our entire world. It's how we organize society, build careers, and measure our lives. But what if that was just one way of seeing things? What if time wasn't a straight line, but a gentle, flowing river you could simply exist in? Here, in this village, that's not a philosophical question. It's daily life. The first few days were subtly unsettling. I'd wake up feeling like I'd slept for an eternity, only to see the sun barely peeking over the horizon. I'd try to keep a journal, noting the date, but my entries started to get confused. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? I asked a young boy what day it was. Justismai pointed at the sun and said, "It's today." I thought it was a language barrier, a charming, simple response. I was wrong. It was a statement of fact. The feeling of unease grew. I'd find myself walking in circles, convinced I'd passed the same baobab tree 3 times, even though I was heading in a straight line. I'd have conversations with villagers, and midway through, I'd completely forget what we were talking about. My hit-tech watch, my lifeline to the world I knew, started behaving erratically. The digital display would flicker, sometimes showing times that made no sense. The villagers, however, were the picture of calm. They moved with an unhurried grace, their lives dictated by the sun, the seasons, and their own internal rhythms, not by the frantic ticking of a clock. My arrival was met with quiet curiosity. There were no grand welcomes, just a gentle acceptance. I was shown to a simple hut and invited to share their meals. Life here flowed like water. People ate when they were hungry, slept when they were tired, and worked when the light was right. There were no clocks, no calendars. When I asked an elder how old she was, she looked at me, puzzled. "I have seen many reigns," she said, "and I have seen my children's children. That is my age." Children played until dusk, their games ending not at a set bedtime. But when the first stars appeared, activities weren't scheduled. They just happened. One moment, a group would be weaving baskets. The next, they'd transition seamlessly into song, their voices rising in harmony with the evening breeze. It was beautiful, but also deeply I was a man built on schedules, and here I was floating The more I tried to understand, the more pressure I felt. I'd ask the elders direct questions about their perception of time. How do you plan for the harvest? How do you know when to plant? Their answers were always simple, yet maddeningly vague. The soil tells us, one would say. The wind tells us, another would add. Sometimes, when my questions became too persistent, conversations would just stop. An elder would place a hand on my arm, their gaze calm but firm, a silent warning to let it go. I started to feel like an intruder, my modern analytical mind a disruptive force in their peaceful world. They had unspoken rules, and I was breaking them with every question. One evening, gathered around a crackling fire, the head elder spoke to me directly. He pointed towards a dense, dark part of the surrounding forest, a place where the trees grew so thick they blocked out the sun. "E coldite grova vecos," he explained, in a low, serious tone, that this area was forbidden to outsiders. He said those who entered with a loud mind, a mind full of past regrets and future anxieties, would not come out whole. Their memories would shatter and reassemble out of order. Their sense of direction would vanish, not just in the forest, but in their own lives. Time does not forgive those who try to tame it, he warned. In that place, your past and future will collide. You will be lost, not in the woods, but in your own mind." His words weren't a threat. They were a statement of fact, delivered with a heavy sadness. The grove wasn't protected by fences, but by a powerful, invisible boundary. For days, I resisted and told myself it was just superstition, a local legend meant to keep strangers away. But the pull was irresistible. As a storyteller, primera adito no, my curiosity battled with the genuine fear the elders' warning had instilled in me. One afternoon, when the village was quiet and the sun was high, I made my decision. My heart pounded in my chest. Every instinct screamed at me to turn back, but I couldn't. I took a deep breath and stepped across the invisible line into the grove of echoes. The air instantly grew still and heavy. The usual sounds of the forest, the insects, the birds faded into a muffled silence. Nothing dramatic happened. There were no flashing lights, no booming voices, just a subtle, creeping wrongness. The path ahead seemed to twist and reform before my eyes. I felt a wave of dizziness, a strange sense of déjà vu, as if I had lived this exact moment 1,000 times before. I pushed forward, deeper into the shadows. I thought of my family back home, but their faces were blurry, like old, faded photographs. I tried to recall what I ate for breakfast, and my mind came up completely blank. A quiet panic began to set in. It wasn't a monster in the dark I was afraid of. It was the slow, silent dissolving of myself. After what felt like an hour, or maybe it was just a few minutes, I stumbled back out into the sunlight, gasping for air. The world seemed tilted. The immediate effect wasn't dramatic, but insidious. Back in the village, I'd find myself in the middle of a task with no memory of how I started it. I'd have vivid, crystal-clear memories of events that hadn't happened yet, conversations I was yet to have. The real trouble started when I tried to reconnect with the outside world. I missed a scheduled satellite call with my editor, convinced it was the next day. I tried to retrace my path to a nearby stream and got hopelessly lost for hours, walking in circles just a few hundred yards from the village. My mind was a jumble of scrambled data. My linear sense of time, the one thing that had always anchored me, was broken. The elders' warning had come true. I was lost, not in the forest, but in my own head. I never discovered a magical secret or a supernatural explanation. The community's secret, as far as I could tell, was a form of profound discipline. They lived entirely in the present moment. They didn't dwell on the past or worry about the future. They observed the now with such intense focus that time itself seemed to bend to their perception. Their secret was a way of being that our fast-paced world has forgotten. They weren't ignoring time. They were fully inhabiting it. But one mystery remains. On my last night, I saw the eldest grandson, a boy of no more than 6, sitting perfectly still, staring at a single leaf for over an hour. When he finally looked up, his eyes seemed ancient, as if he'd seen centuries pass in that single moment. I can't explain it. Perhaps some things aren't meant to be understood, only witnessed. Leaving the village was harder than arriving. I returned to a world of notifications, deadlines, and schedules, but I was changed. My mind still struggles to lock on to the linear track of modern life. I'm slower, more forgetful, but also more present. The frantic pace of the world now feels alien, almost violent. We chase productivity and efficiency, filling every second, terrified of empty space. But in that village, empty space was where life happened. Slowing down isn't seen as lazy. It's a form of deep wisdom. Here, it feels like a luxury. There, it's the very foundation of existence. My journey taught me that our obsession with controlling time might be the very thing that makes us lose track of our lives. My experience has left me with a question, not just for myself, but for you. We're all told to slow down, to be more present, but it's treated like a wellness trend, something you do on vacation. But what if it wasn't a choice? If slowing down felt dangerous instead of lazy? Which parts of your life would collapse first? Thanks for watching.